Hey guys, what's going on? Knuckles here, and today we're going to be talking about the second part of wool, which is dyes and coloring wool. Now, you may be wondering what the purpose of wool is, if it's mostly just a decoration block. As you can see up here, its main use is building things like statues and giant art pieces. And the great thing about wool is that it comes in a variety of different colors, colors that other blocks don't come in. And as you can see here, this is the array of colors that wool could be made in. There are 16 different colors, and going from left to right, there is black, dark gray, light gray, brown, red, orange, yellow, lime green, dark green, cyan, light blue, blue, purple, magenta, pink, and of course the default white. And I will now show you how to get each different dye so that you can make the dyes yourself. So starting with the color white, we need bones. Now bones are dropped from skeletons. All you need to do is take the bone, put it up into your crafting box, and it gives you 3 bone meal. Black dye comes from squid. Squid spawn in any water block, whether it's 1 block deep or the entire ocean. All you have to do is kill the squid, and it should drop ink sacs. Now, ink sacs are directly black dye. If you want to create some way of spawning squid, you just need a pool that's at least 1 block deep and completely filled with water, and you can spawn the squid yourself. You just have to be within the usual distance away, which I think is about like 30 blocks. Prior to patch 1.3 and snapshot 12 W19A, cocoa beans could only be found in chests in dungeons, but since then, cocoa beans can be grown on jungle trees and found growing on jungle trees naturally. You just have to pick them up and you can replant them, and cocoa beans equal 1 brown dye. Cacti can be found growing in deserts or on sand blocks. Harvesting them will usually yield between 1 and 3 cactus blocks, and you can easily just replant them. They cannot grow next to one another, they can only grow diagonally, and planting one will eventually grow up to 3 cactus blocks high. And to get green dye out of cactus blocks, you just have to put the cactus in a furnace with some coal or wood and let it burn, and voila, you get cactus green dye. You may be aware that bone meal can be used as fertilizer when growing plants like wheat. It can also be used to grow grass and flowers on the ground. This is a little dye collection area I built here. It can also be used for collecting seeds for growing wheat if you need to, but I usually find that harvesting gives me enough seed production. So all you have to do is right click using the bone meal on the ground, all around here. And as you can see, it grows grass and the 2 types of flowers, dandelion yellow and rose red flowers. So I just come over here, flip the switch, it releases the water, uprooting all the plants and pushing them all towards the center here towards me. And all you have to do to get dyes from the flowers is take them up into your crafting box there, and roses gives you 2 rose red dyes, and dandelions give you 2 dandelion yellow dyes. So lapis lazuli, which is blue dye, is found in caves underground, usually at lava level, as you can see here, at the same level as redstone and diamonds. I just found some diamonds at the same level back there. And it harvests the same way as redstone, where instead of dropping an ore, it drops several blocks, which you can pick up. And these blocks themselves act as the dye. If you have a crafting table, you can put 9 of them in a 3x3 block and make blocks if you have tons of stacks of lapis, because it can be difficult to find the ore, but once you find them, you pick up a ton at a time, so it's easier that way to stack them. Alright, so now that we know how to get all the different main colors, I'm going to show you how to make all 16 different variations. And I do this by mixing the dyes together. And I switched to the default texture pack for this episode just so there wasn't any confusion as to what was what, because of any other changes to the image and other texture packs. So this is more universal so everyone can understand. Now we're going to start with bone meal. Bone meal is our white, and ink is our black. Now to get gray, you just mix 1 ink with 1 bone meal, gives us gray. To make light gray, 1 gray with 1 bone meal gives us light gray. Blue, 1 lapis lazuli with 1 bone meal gives us light blue. Yellow stays yellow. Red with 1 bone meal gives us pink. And 1 green with 1 bone meal gives us lime. Now 1 green and 1 blue gives us cyan. 1 blue, 1 red gives us purple. 1 purple, 1 pink gives us magenta. And 1 yellow with 1 red gives us orange. Now all you need to do is pretty easy. You just put 1 white wool and just add your color of choice. This will give us a light blue wool block, and then we can throw in orange, get an orange block, or any of the main ones. This will just be blue. This will give us a brown block. This will give us a green block. This will give us a black block. Red and yellow. And these are all the dyes you need to make all 16 different colors. Now there's one last thing. So I grew a herd of sheep out here for the last part of this video, and the thing I like the most about dyes is that if you want, you can just take the dye, go up to a sheep, right click, and it makes the sheep that color. With any of the colors, like green, red, black, orange, cyan, blue, light gray, pink, and even if you want, you don't like a certain color, you can change it back to white with bone meal. And the other thing is mating them. We have 2 here, 1 red, 1 yellow. When they have a baby, oh no, this wolf is messing things up. Alright, we'll do it. This guy's... oh, they're all crowding me. Okay, here. This yellow one and this red one. Let's see if they can make a baby. Yep, so they made a yellow baby. So when you have 2 sheep, 2 different colors, I believe that the game gives it a 50-50 chance, instead of mixing the colors, of making a baby sheep of one color or the other. Now, the great thing about dyeing sheep instead of dyeing wool is that they will grow back wool in the same color that they're supposed to be dyed. So if there's a certain dye that's difficult for you to get, say ink because there's not much water near you, or cocoa beans because you've only found a few in a dungeon and 1.3 isn't out yet, you can just dye the sheep or dye 2 sheep, and you can just keep collecting their fur, and they'll just grow it back. And you only have to use the dye that one time when you apply it to that one sheep. So yeah, and after you're done, you can just turn them back to white if you just want regular white dye. Or if you want, you can make them red, and then you change your mind. You want it blue, you can change the dye. So that's about it, and it's pretty easy once you get dyes down. The hardest thing is finding some of the materials like lapis lazuli or cocoa beans, but once you do, and once you get some efficient farming methods for those set up, it's really easy to start collecting your dye and making your wool statues. So good farming, and thanks for watching. And of course, don't forget to thumbs up if you like the video and subscribe so you can keep up to date with new videos that I'll be coming out pretty frequently. Thanks! So, as I'm walking back, just a little quick post-video commentary. You can see my level right now is 124. When I started this video, it was only 39, and I got a ton of XP just going down through caves as I was trying to find lapis lazuli blocks, which, by the way, for whatever reason, was extremely hard to find this time I needed to actually find it. I actually found 24 diamonds, all this redstone, obsidian, tons of gold, tons of iron, all before I actually found some lapis lazuli blocks. But besides that, I'm playing the snapshot 22A. They enhanced enchanting so that it only enchants up to level 30, and when you enchant it, it always has 30 available, so it's not like, like it was before, it was really difficult to find 50 even if you have all your bookshelves. But the other thing is too, you get a ton of XP. For one, each XP bar, even at level 124, is as easy as a level 1 XP bar from levels 1 to 2. The other thing is, you get XP from things that are, I think, kind of ridiculous. From getting coal, I noticed you don't get XP from harvesting blocks that are ores, so you don't get it from iron or gold, but things that break, like coal, diamond, redstone, lapis, they all give you XP when you mine them. You also get XP when you put stuff in the oven, which I think is kind of ridiculous, but the point is, I went from level 34 to 126 just by going down and spending maybe about 20 minutes mining. I didn't even get that high from XP I got after I beat the Ender Dragon. So, I don't know, I think they're making it way too easy. I really hope they tone it down. I mean, making enchanting easier is one thing, but, getting this XP was just way too easy. It kind of makes having an XP spawner useless, which kind of, to me, makes the game less fun to play. I mean, I'm all for making some things a little bit easier, and I'm not one of those people that complains when games get too easy, but I think they need to dial this back a bit. It's ridiculous, but let's keep our fingers crossed.